face both the men's and women's teams, but how would those two teams fare against their rivals? We'll find that out later in the show.
That's right, we have Dan Hawkins with our football recruits. We had our signing day this week. We'll see how our football analyst will talk about it.
Sports Mag now. Welcome to CU Sports Mag. I'm Amanda Blackwell, sitting alongside Matt Seawick. And Matt, we got a pretty good show today.
We really do. So, Amanda, just take it away with the highlights.
All right. Well, Nebraska played Colorado this weekend at home. This is the men's game. And CU was getting ready to face Nebraska for the 143rd time ever. And the Cornhuskers lead this series 74-68. So I think the Buffs better get going here. So Nebraska's going to start with the ball. Steve Harvey all revved up and making those threes. The Cornhuskers would go up 5-0, monopolizing the first 4 minutes. Before this, Corey Higgins right here, this fast break down the court. He's only got one man to beat, 2 points, Buffs. Higgins had 15 on the night. And then after that, it was a back-and-forth half. Dwight Thorne, he's going to go to the hoop right now. But Tony McRae says, The Buffs would manage to tie the game, but Ryan Anderson, he's going to get this pass inside right here, right under the hoop. He's going to shoot a fadeaway two-pointer, and the Huskers go into the locker room up 27-25. To the second half, Dwight Thorne gets his team within 1 point right here, 28-27 Huskers. He had a game-high 21 points. And Nate Tomlinson with a nice little pass to fellow freshman Austin Dufault. Now we get to the good stuff. Under a minute left, Higgins brings the ball within 3. He's going to dribble to the hoop right here, so the Buffs are within 3 points. And not to be outdone, Dwight Thorne, he's also going to go for the three-pointer. Our cameraman had to fight off a little defense right there, 54-53 Nebraska. Now Cookie Miller is going to miss this free throw, so the Buffs will have one real chance to get it done. Higgins is going to drive to the hoop, but he's going to be denied by that great Nebraska defense there, and the Buffs lose the ball and another shot to Nebraska, 55-53. So final score, Buffs lose by 2 right in those last few seconds there. Dwight Thorne had a game-high 21 points. Steve Harvey for Nebraska, 12 points, 6 rebounds, really getting it done for those Cornhuskers. Now let's go to the women's game.
We're not quite tough enough or strong enough to finish around the rim. We got the ball to the rim. We had open shots. We got to make those open shots. We got the free throw line. We got to make those free throws. We have to be better finishing around the rim. We can't avoid contact. We have to take it to their chin. And is that youth? Is that not quite being strong enough? Probably, yes. But I can't accept that as an excuse. I'm not into moral victories. I know some people are around here. I'm not.
Carried by Coach Pizdelic on the men's game. Here we have the women's. CU's ball. We have Bianca Smith with a perfect 3. It's 1 of her 7 for tying the school record. We have both teams fighting for the ball, diving, but Smith will recover. We have Brittany Blythe trying to make a play, but good Nebraskan defense won't let her pass. Tosses her on the floor. Nebraska's ball, Yvonne Turner pierces through the CU's defense with a quick pass to Katherine Redmond to put it in the net with ease. Number 32, Tay Haster, takes her steal down to the court for 2. Nebraska gaining that lead. Once again, Nebraska sets up perfectly with Corey Montgomery dropping another clean shot. Here we have our beautiful senior dancers with their canes and all. They are. In the second half, we have CU trying to make it back into the game. Nice 3 by Spears. All tied up now. We have at 73 with 8 seconds to go. Great defense by Nebraska, but we will put it in the hoop. Brittany Spears puts it in the hoop. 4-2. Last chance for Cornhuskers to tie it all up and take it into overtime. Turner sprints down the court, but she misses that ending layup for the game.
Oh, man.
Buffs win this exciting game 75-73 with plenty to cheer about. Look at that.
Look at that finish. That was an exciting finish.
That's right. Nice job, ladies. All right, so we have the score. Colorado won by 2 with Brittany Spears leading Colorado with 25 points and Montgomery leading 24 points for Nebraska.
Well, it was a couple of exciting games when Nebraska came to town this weekend. Both came down to the final few seconds.
That's right.
So Matt Hanlon and David Starcer, they're going to be on our double team set, breaking that down for us.
Take it away.
Hi, and welcome to Double Team This Week. I'm David Starcer alongside my friend Matt Hanlon. We're here to talk to you guys about Hoops, CU Hoops, both women's and men's in action this week, both playing Nebraska. Let's start off with the women. Matt, big win for them, 75-73 over Nebraska. What did you think about the game?
Very big win for the women. They came out strong, played a lot of chemistry, played tough, and came out with the win.
Individual performances, of course, got Britney Spears led the team with 25 points and 9 rebounds. And my personal favorite on the women's team, of course, Bianca Smith. She lit it up this week. 7 3-pointers, tied a school record. Here she is with one of those right here. Nothing but net. She played very well.
You little on the defensive side, gets a block, then gets the steal. She's got it right there.
There's Spears taken to the lane. Left-handed kiss off the glass for 2 points. Oh, a great game offensively for the Buffs.
They got, driving down the lane, getting open shots like that all game, playing solid on the offensive side.
Of course, we got the last 10 seconds of the game right here. Spears taking in and getting the floater to drop, getting the Buffs up by 2 points. Nebraska with one last chance to try and tie it up here. Point guard brings it up the court, but the layup goes off the back iron, and the Buffs come out with a victory. As you can see, very pumped about the win. And that's one thing I noticed about this game. A lot of energy from the women this week. Obviously excited to get a conference win. Of course, things do not get much easier, though. They got Iowa State, 23rd ranked team in the country, coming into the house this weekend. How do you think they're going to perform this week?
I think they can come out and play a very, very good game against this tough Iowa State team. They're a good team, good coaching, a really good offense, and very good on the defensive side. Women come out here and lock down D and get the rebounds like they did against Nebraska. They should have a good shot at taking one away from the Iowa State Cyclones. We're going to go to a commercial, but after the break, we're going to be talking about men's basketball.
Look, there's a moose. Where? Over there. Oh, yeah. Look, over there. I see a fish. A fish with 2 stripes.
Spend time with kids anytime, and it helps prevent crime. It's that easy.
And we're back to Double Team again. I'm David Starzer alongside Matt Hanlon. Just got done talking women's hoops. Now, got to talk about the men. Not the outcome they were looking for this week. Tough loss, 55-53 to Nebraska. Let's take a look at some of those highlights here. Just a sloppy game from beginning to finish.
There you go, right here with a sloppy pass from Default.
Jamel Jackson-Wilson with the hook in the lane, not dropping. Just needs to knock on the Buffs away.
Dwight Thorne got a layup. Oh, and he gets pinned up off the glass. That's tough to deal with.
Couple bright spots for the team. Corey Higgins with a pull-up J right here, and of course the point guard.
Point guard, Ozzy Oi right here to Default down low.
Nice
pump
finish
fake.
there.
Oh, nice finish.
Nice finish, and of course Dwight Thorne led the team with 21 points. Kiss off the glass on the pull-up J, and of course here we go. Last 10 seconds. Big controversial player at the end. Higgins looks like he gets fouled there at the end. What did you think about that last play there, Matt?
You know, the game was a tough game. It was really chippy, going back and forth. They're pushing, real handsy, you know. It's hard to call when there's, a few seconds left in the game and it's, coming down to this bucket means that, you can't send them to the line. It's pretty tough to do that, it's difficult to make that call at the end of the game.
Definitely. And of course, like I said, we've talked about it before. Coach Bzdelik's talked about it before. Corey Higgins leads the team in every statistical category, points, rebounds, assists across the board. Who else has to step up for the Buffs this year?
They need, their young players, their freshmen. They need down low paint play, and they need people on the block getting rebounds, getting those inside paint points. And they need points off the bench. They really need people coming off the bench and really contributing to
Definitely
the
agree with you there.
performance.
Of course, things do not get any easier for the Buffs this week. They got number 2 ranked Oklahoma coming up on the slate this Saturday. Blake Griffin, National Player of the Year contender, coming up. What shot do you think the Buffs got this weekend?
It's going to be tough. It's a good team, good Oklahoma team. He can get inside, he can get space, he can really get the inside points, and he's good on the defensive side getting those blocks.
Definitely. Like I said, men's team falling to 1-6 in conference play. Like I said, things just not looking too good on that side. But we said both teams got a shot come tourney time. So I guess we'll see how they play when the Big 12 tournaments roll around.
Yeah, they just need to keep the play up and keep their chemistry coming. And they just really need to work as a team and find out what works for them, keep their plays going, and just play tough.
Sounds good. Well, that's all with the time we got this week. We'll send it back to the studio with Matt and Matt at the desk. Thanks, guys.
Well, thanks, guys. The CU women's basketball team faced the Kansas Jayhawks on Wednesday night. KU's strong defense had Colorado to 29% shooting in the first half. Colorado went down early and had several starters on the bench with foul trouble. CU's Kara Richards and Brittany Spears each grabbed 7 rebounds and combined for 27 points. Colorado put together a strong second half, outscoring Kansas, but fell 54-65. The Buffs' record is now 10-10. They face Iowa State at home on Saturday at 2 p.m.
The men's basketball team also took on Kansas, but unfortunately fell last Saturday 61-66. After falling behind by as many as 21 points in the second half, the Buffs mounted a furious comeback to get within 2 points. The game went back and forth from that point and was 64-61 with 7 seconds to go. However, Sharon Collins of Kansas sank 2 free throws to put the game away for good. Dwight Thorne had 18 points and Corey Higgins added 15 in the loss.
All right, well, after the break, we've got CU signing day happen this week, so Coach Hawkins, we'll hear what he has to say about that.
That's right, and we have Luke Rosenmeyer, our football analyst. He'll kind of give us a talk about all the recruits that we're having.
We'll be right back.
Listen to me just a second. We don't want to be at your party any more than you want us here.
What could we have done to avoid this?
Keep the noise down so no one complains.
Hey, guys, keep it down. The neighbors are complaining.
Make sure anyone drinking alcohol is at least 21.
You sure you're old enough?
And finally, make sure that you don't have too many people.
Man, that would have been easy. I wish I had known the rules. Now you know. Avoid trouble. Know the rules.
Don't you love that safe, free feeling you get in a pickup truck, Larry?
Yeah, nothing but you, me, the open road, a deer.
Yeah! A cow! Yeah! An ostrich! The village people! The village people?
You could learn a lot from a dummy. Buckle your safety belt.
Especially in pickup trucks.
I didn't know the village people were doing a road tour.
Back, we have Luke Rosenmeyer, our football analyst, to talk to us about the signing day.
Yeah, and Luke, so what did Coach Hawkins have to say about the recruits that are coming in?
Well, Coach Hawkins really showcased his skills as a recruiter this offseason as he managed to sign 14 of 19 of our recruits from out of state. This is especially impressive considering he stole players from football hotbeds like Texas and California. Coach had a lot of positive things to say about this year's class. In his press conference, he touched on character, work ethic, athleticism, and his continued devotion to building a winning attitude.
Since I first arrived here, I think we've really been trying to build a culture, and that culture is kind of this quality balance of life. Getting guys that fit your profile, and you're never going to be 100% in that. But in this class, I think, again, it sort of represents our philosophy of this quality balance of life. I want the kid that wants what we have and want what we're about, and their values are similar to our values. A lot of it is just being very true to yourself and being genuine and making sure that they understand what do they want, what do they need, and how does that fit in with what we want and what we need. 3/4 of these guys, I think, were on playoff teams. There are several that won state championship teams, one on a state runner-up team. So there are guys that expect to win and know how to win and want to win and come from programs that are all about that. And I think that is important. That expectation is important. That background is important. A lot of guys in here could play a number of positions, can run, jump, catch, throw, offense, defense. And I think that's really awesome.
Head of this year's recruiting class is Nick Casa, who is a straight-up animal. He's a 6'7", 250-pound defensive end that originally committed to Florida, where you have to be lightning fast to even get to see the field. And he had some serious punch to this year's recruiting class. He is the number 42 player in the nation and the number 1 defensive end against the run. This is a great news for the Colorado defense that surrendered 166 yards per game on the ground last year. His skills as a run stuffer are complemented by his quickness off the snap. He will be giving plenty of offensive tackles nightmares in the next 4 years.
He can be as great as he wants to be. I mean, he can run. He's a big guy. He's very athletic. He can be a guy in your defense that, you know, can be a dominating factor. I mean, he's going to get a lot bigger, and Coach Pittman gets him in the weight room. He will be a force to be reckoned with.
Another defensive addition this year is Parker Orms, who is a tremendous all-around athlete. He's 5'11", runs a 4.4 40, and is already 180 pounds, so after a few months in the weight room, he'll be a one-man wrecking crew. In high school, Orms was a stud running back. He led Colorado with 2,813 yards and 32 touchdowns, putting up a mind-blowing 10.3 yards per carry. However, Orms is no slouch in the defensive backfield where he will be playing for the Buffs. Ranked as the number 87 safety in the country, Orms allowed 0 completions in man coverage his senior year. That's impressive enough, but consider the fact that he was probably exhausted from racking up all those yards on offense, and you can come to no conclusion other than that Orms is one heck of a football player.
I really love in this class is Parker Orms, you know, and Parker, that guy has just got something to him. We had him in our camps this summer and just love the guy. He is all about it. You go and you meet with him, and he doesn't say 2 words, and he just looks at you, and he's got that look in his eye like, I'm ready to go right now.
The latest addition to CU's stable of quarterbacks is Clark Evans, a 6'5", 235-pound quarterback who draws comparisons to both Tim Tebow and Dante Culpepper. He has great size and strength and has the athleticism and elusiveness to extend the play after it breaks down. He has great pocket presence and the arm strength and accuracy to fit the ball into tight windows, and he also has the mechanics to throw accurately outside the pocket. He'll probably redshirt this season in order to bulk up and learn the offense, but come fall 2010, the rest of the Big 12 better watch out for Clark Evans.
Clark was one of those guys as a junior that you were going, this guy is going to be something. And if you've seen his highlight film, I mean, he's a big bruising guy. I mean, he's a big dude. And obviously as a quarterback, he's a big physically imposing guy, and he's very competitive and he's very tough, and half the time he just soon run you over as run around you. But he's what you want. When he shows up and you see the guy in gear, you're going to go, okay, yeah, that's what they're supposed to look like right there. But again, just has that look in his eye.
All right, well, thank you, Luke, for that great analysis of this year's season.
Thanks a lot. It was great to be here.
And hopefully your earpiece stays in next time.
Yeah, hopefully.
All right, well, let's continue with the show.
That's right. In an effort to gain new ideas and feedback from CU students and the community, Athletic Director Mike Bone announced the schedule for the Your Team Town Hall meetings. At these meetings, Bone plans on sharing the current status of the athletic department while taking questions and feedback from the audience. In 2005, Bone tried this same perspective, and it was very successful for him. He hopes that this will give him a chance to meet the community at another time. Special guests and various CU coaches are expected to attend and share their thoughts as well. The first meeting will be held on February 16th at the Broker Inn.
And the sophomore basketball player Andrew Zender was arrested on Saturday. Head coach Jeff Bzdelik suspended Zender indefinitely. Now, Bzdelik mentioned that his behavior was strange and unlike Zender, but that despite being his first strike, Bzdelik had to suspend the sophomore. Zender is a 6'3" walk-on guard from Arvada, Colorado, and in this season he's played 9 games and averaged less than 1 point per game.
And with basketball teams starting on the final stretch of the Big 12 play, a surprising number of students on campus are oblivious to our hoopsters. Sports mag Natalie Deedon set out to raise awareness for CU's ballers.
Today, we're at Farron Field to find out how many students know about CU basketball.
I do not, actually.
I don't have any idea.
Brown hair, probably around the same size as Dan Hawkins.
2 and 5.
Not exactly. I know we're a little under 500. I'm pretty sure, but I don't know.
1 out of 7. I think the men just played Nebraska. Maybe the women are playing Nebraska.
Any guesses?
Kansas State.
2 o'clock.
Kansas.
Keep going with it, I guess. I mean, Colorado hasn't had the greatest program this year for athletics, so just keep that up and see if they could outshow any of the other.
Win? I don't know.
Just go out there, give it your best.
Well, it looks like CU students need to brush up on their basketball knowledge. Again, I'm Natalie Deaton with Man on the Street for CU Sports Mag. We're going to send it back to the desk.
Thanks, Natalie. With basketball season in full swing, let's test your knowledge of the history of CU men's team with this week's trivia question. In what year did the men's basketball team have their first sellout crowd at the Coors Event Center?
That's an interesting question. I don't know. It's a good one. We definitely don't see full crowds there right now.
That's right. We'll be back after the break.
A mi Juan le cuesta mucho hacer la tarea. ¿Cómo puedo ayudar?
By coming here, you're already helping. Teachers have a lot to learn from parents.
Dice que ya con venir aquí estás ayudando, que los maestros tienen mucho que aprender de ti.
By the way, he's been a little mischievous lately.
Dice que me porto requete bien.
Juan.
Hables inglés o no, debes participar en la educación de tu hijo. Aprende cómo llamando.
Only you
can prevent forest fire.
And it's true. We know we can count on you to do what Rocky says.
drown your campfires with water. Make sure it's totally wet. Then stir and drown again.
We know we can count on you to do what Rocky says.
Only you can prevent forest fires.
Welcome back. The track and field team headed south to Colorado Springs for a competition at the Air Force Academy. The men's team dominated in the 200-meter dash, taking the top 4 spots with Jeremy Dodson finishing first. Andy Wacker took first in his indoor 3K debut, running in under 9 minutes. On the women's side, Olympian Jenny Behringer took first in the 3,000-meter dash. Rachel Gosia and Laura Thweet went 1 and 2 in the 3K, while Katie Dreher took second in the triple jump. Both teams posted great performances and hope to continue their streak as they move through the season.
A handful of CU track athletes traveled to the University of Washington Invitational last Saturday. Jenny Behringer ran the best race of the meet as she set a new school record for the 3,000-meter steeplechase. She also set the record for the UW Dempsey Indoor Stadium. Her time of 8 minutes and 53 seconds put her 17 seconds ahead of her nearest competitor, which automatically qualifies Behringer for the NCAA Championships in Texas this year. The track team will be back in action on Saturday, February 7th at the New Mexico Classic.
And Britney Spears of the women's basketball team scored the game-winning layup in the last 4 seconds of the game against Nebraska, so she is this week's Athlete of the Week. Just a few seconds.
Well, they ran 45, and they're supposed to go into carry if they switched on the screens, but they didn't switch, so I had like an open lane to go to the basket. So luckily I made it, I guess. I don't know. We played better defense, and we play harder as a team. We play together, so that's what we did. Stay consistent, like on our offense, run our offense all the way through, and just have confidence in everybody on the team that we can play together and win together. I'm Britney Spears, CU Sports Mag's Athlete of the Week.
Anna Zook caught up with Austin Dufault, one of our highlighting players for this season.
Not only is Austin Dufault transitioning to college life like every other freshman, but he is also adjusting to living in a community 25 times the size of his hometown of Killdeer, North Dakota.
It's been a huge transition. I got out here this summer for summer school, and that really helped me get acclimated with everything as far as school goes, and the town of Boulder and everything. And playing with the guys over the summer helped me out a lot to improve over the summer. And it's just a step up, I guess. You're playing against a lot better athletes than you do in a small town, and it's been a big step up from what I'm used to.
Like any other kid, Dufault had his role models that he credits with his basketball success.
My favorite player growing up was Reggie Miller, and I just tried to watch as much basketball as I could. My dad was a coach, since I was little, so I grew up around the game. It was nice, after games, if something didn't go right or you needed to talk to someone, it was nice having him right there, being the coach and also being your dad, be able to talk to him and also learn from him.
Despite offers from multiple schools throughout the country, as soon as Dufault set foot on the CU campus, it was a no-brainer deciding on becoming a Buck.
When I came here on my visit, it was a great group of guys to play with and a great coaching staff, and I just hit it off with them, and the town of Boulder is very nice, and you know, that's just probably the main reasons why I came here.
DeFalt's contributions to the Buffs basketball team make him a valuable asset that CU hopes will lead to victories in the future. I'm Anna Zook for CU Sports Mag.
Thanks, Anna. It's great getting to know all of those freshman team players we have on the basketball team this season, and we even made a little cameo in that package.
That's right. Well, coming up after the break, we have the trivia answer you've been longing for.
And we'll take a look at the weather. Stay tuned.
Come on, David. Come on, David. Let's go, David. Come on.
Come on, David. You got the love.
Get as involved in your kids' education as in everything they do, and imagine the success they might find. Stay in touch with the teacher. Visit the school. For more tips, call 1-800-281-1313.
Good, David. Good, David.
After the long wait, here's the answer to this week's trivia question. Just to remind you, the question was, in what year did the men's basketball team have their first sellout crowd at the Coors Event Center? Over 25 years ago, in January of 1983, the Buffs beat Nebraska with a score of 72-69, thrilling their first ever packed house.
Well, in pretty much any sport, the team that goes down 3-0 is usually destined for defeat, except maybe football and baseball. The CU tennis team was apparently unaware of this fact as they rallied from that deficit to win a 4-3 win over the number 38 UNLV Rebels last Saturday.
The Buffaloes lost the doubles. The men's golf team, who are ranked 48th in the nation, placed 8th at the Hawaii Hilo tournament after the first round. The Buffs started off a little rocky, but pulled it together and finished with a respectable 295 team score. And they were out of the lead by only 14 strokes. Freshman Johnny Widmer shot a Colorado best, 2 under par, in only his second collegiate tournament. And senior Patrick Grady shot 1 over par with a score of 73. The men are looking to move up in the standings and start the spring season on a high note.
All right, well, let's head over to Kylie Burst to see what the weather has in store for us this weekend.
That's right.
Thanks, guys. As you know, we've had quite the week of weather with highs hitting the 70s and dipping down pretty low at night. So let's see what this weekend has in store. You can see here on the national weather map, we have a cold front coming down. That's not our favorite thing to hear. After all, the groundhog did see his shadow. We do have some more winter coming through, but I think it'll hit towards the end of the weekend. Maybe not Saturday, but probably hit around Sunday time. Taking a look at the temperatures, you can see here, we're still in the blue, but we are hitting the green, which means that we're warming up. We're getting in like the rest of the country down here. Specifically, Boulder is looking wonderful this weekend. You can see that we're hitting the 60s, probably the 50s on Saturday, but the sun is going to be out, maybe a few clouds. However, on Sunday, you can see there that the snow is going to come down as we dip back down to those lower temperatures. And then again on Monday, it's probably going to warm up again. But speaking of the snow, many of you like to head up to the slopes, and Copper is one of the best places to do it. They are completely open and they have lots of snow in their forecast with a wonderful base as well. However, they are going to be the coldest one this weekend with their lows as low as 6 degrees. So maybe not there. Your best bet is probably going to be Eldora. So you can see partly cloudy and their highs are going to be around the 40s. So that is perfect ski weather. You don't have to wear too many layers and you can still have a wonderful day out there. A couple more ski resorts. We have Keystone, completely open as well. They do have a nice base of 35 inches, and they don't have any recent snow, unfortunately, but all the mountains are going to get snow this weekend. One more mountain to look at is Vail. You can see they are also completely open, and they have kind of a mixed up weekend going. They are going to get pretty cold, but they're going to have their sun out as well. They have some snow coming down probably on Sunday. Saturday is going to be your best bet to head up to the mountains this weekend, so have a wonderful weekend out there, and I'll send it back to the desk.
Thanks, Kylie. It looks like it's going to be a great weekend for all our ski resorts and everything.
Yeah, and the women's basketball team plays Iowa State this weekend. They're really the only sport that's home all week, so make sure you go out and support them. That's going to be it for us on CU Sports Mag. So have a great week and a great weekend, and we'll see you next week.
See ya.